Hey everybody, today I wanted to show something I've been doing, or I've been hoping to do, and I finally gotten around to doing it. I've started selling DIY printed lightsabers. These are lightsabers you can build and have on display. You probably could battle with them if you so choose, but for my purposes, I'm going to probably just make these for display. But what I wanted to show you, let me get started. This is basically what you're going to get in your kit. You're going to receive, this is one of many I'm going to offer. With this particular kit, this is the Sith Stalker lightsaber. It's basically Star Killer's lightsaber. It is designed by Dungeons and Starships. So I ordered a core. This is on my Etsy store. If you go to my Etsy store and you look for the link in the description, you'll see a link to the cores that we recommend using. And this should be hopefully universal to all of the options I'm going to be showing on my Etsy store. But this is something you buy separately. This is what you would essentially get with your kit, where this you'd buy separately and install it if you'd like to have a working core. Now you can also buy the blades to go with it. This bite basically pops off and goes inside your blade, so I will show you that. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do, probably charge this, honestly, but I noticed that the buttons are recessed quite a bit, so lose my screws. So my first suggestion is put some screws in, and you don't have to put them all the way in, just enough to get a good grip, and then pull the buttons forward. See how they come out, they pop out quite a ways. So mine came in recessed quite a bit, and I ended up having to pull them out quite a ways. If you do not pull them out before you put them in the lightsaber, you may have to get longer screws to get them to come out. So this particular lightsaber slides in like this, and then you're going to put your screws in. I think this is going to probably need a longer screw. Yep. Okay, so maybe what I'll do is I'll include a 16mm, just so you have a long screw to pull them forward. And you can get your own screws if you don't want to use mine. You can get black ones or colored ones or whatever you want to do. That's up to you. But essentially, you're going to use this screw to bring the buttons forward. If I can get it to work. Try to use gravity to my advantage. Alright, so the button's already coming forward. Now I'm going to take the smaller screw. I believe these are my M3 10mm screws, if I remember correctly. And as you can see, it fits a lot better now. It actually touches. So I'm going to tighten that bad boy. Good times, right? This is the one I dropped. And I probably don't need to, but I'm going to make them probably just more OCD than anything. I'm going to take this long one out now that I've got the button moved forward. And I'm going to put the smaller one in. You can see how much smaller it is. Like I said, you probably don't have to, honestly. You could probably just get the 16mm screws, but kind of like the idea of having a smaller screw in there. All right, so that's that. This is a PLA. It's actually Meta PLA. I use Meta PLA by Sunlu or Jo. Both brands are basically the same, but I use Meta PLA because it's a little stronger than most. And then this bad boy is the bottom. And there's a specific purpose for that. Oops. So this, gosh dang it, stop moving. Sorry guys. All right, so you're gonna have this piece on here. That's part of the design. I believe there's a certain spot for it, and so you'll want to assemble it the way you like it. I would particularly use glue if you want to assemble these together. And if this was for me, it's actually for a customer. If this was for me, I would use glue to glue them together, and then I would probably fill this void right here with UV resin and hit it with UV light and just seal it up. That's just how I like to get rid of these cracks. I like to use UV resin, but after you glue it. So essentially, these pieces are going to attach on this point on the blade. And you're gonna have 3 of them. So it's gonna go like this. If I can hold them together. I should just glue them. So essentially that's how it's gonna go. Now, this is designed so that you can put the saber, the blade in, and you can have a lightsaber, a full-size lightsaber. But if you want to have this actually fixed to this saber, yeah, you're gonna wanna drill out holes, and my suggestion would be where you're mounting these. I would fit a hole. I would basically drill out a small hole for each of these, and then put like a recess screw. My saber and blade came with these pieces, and you essentially could probably use them to basically lock in this point. But I would do it so that it's, personally I would do it so it's like a permanent fit. So take a screw of some sort, maybe a flat screw instead of something like this, instead of maybe like a button one. Got one over here. These aren't the right size, but I'll at least show you. So you could take a screw like this is probably too long, but you could take like a flat top screw and recess it in there. These are M4s, so my suggestion would be like an M3, but a flat screw like that, and recess it in this area, and then cover it up with glue when you glue these on. And then this would be fixed to this sword. If you don't want it permanently fixed, play around with different options. You could probably put these pieces on. You could probably drill it out and put these pieces in, and maybe do it in a spot like right here where it's, you know, hardly noticeable. And then you can tighten those to clamp down on the blade. If you'd like to make it, interchangeable. That is going to be kind of the cool thing about these designs, is you could essentially buy one core and one blade and switch them in between all the different designs that I'm going to be offering. So that's going to be the cool part. You can take these out if you're curious. It's actually a really cool design. I've been playing around with it. I haven't quite figured everything out on this thing yet, but there's even colored options. The other thing I've noticed, there's strobing. Now watch this. I'm going to turn this off. 1, 2, 3. It actually has music. Isn't that the coolest? It's got music. You can walk around with your own theme song. It gets a little muffled. There's a speaker right here, so it does get a little muffled. Trying to get it. Yeah, so you can see the speaker here. So when you put this on, it does muffle it. There's different settings, different colors.
Lights on.
That's cool. There's sayings, I haven't worked through all of it yet. But there's different.
High volume.
High volume, there's low volume, there's no volume. So that's high volume.
Lights on.
Mute. So that's the lightsaber on mute. There's a whole bunch of different settings. I'm trying to get it back to, trying to figure out how to get it back to, there's one where Yoda talks. That strobe one is like, put you in seizure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Low volume.
There's low volume.
High volume.
High volume. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it shows you, it flashes and everything. So I'm just learning all the little settings.
Lights off. Lights on. Motion control on.
Motion control.
Lights off. Motion control on.
1, 2, 3. So there you go. So that's basically what I'm going to be offering here. And I'm going to probably put this link to how to assemble these. It's pretty straightforward. Each lightsaber will be a little different, so I'm going to try to print them all and test fit them all and basically try to do these videos for you guys. So if you do have questions, you can just, look at the video and figure out how to do it. But it's pretty straightforward. There's 2 different makers right now offering this sort of design, which is awesome. Mystery Makers and Dungeons and Starships are both making these files. And they're great files. Both makers are great at detail. So, and see, because it's recessed more now, it's hard to get out. So you have to push it down so you can get it out. There you go. That's how to assemble it. I will update with some more videos on different lightsabers as I get them printed. But this is Star Killers. Thanks for watching, everybody.